because we're about the dollars and cents, right? So the other side of this, and I'm going to just say this loud and clear, I don't believe this is your intention, but it has an unintended consequence when you compress these activities to make it easier for the Army then to move funds without keeping Congress involved. So we might have a discussion about what you're going to do, but without the lines, we don't have the accountability for both of us on what you're going to do. So I know that these upgrades are necessary to maintain the effective and secure communications for the Army, but how are you going to work with us, especially not just the Congress, but the folks who are in charge of the dollars and cents on this to make sure missions accomplished, taxpayers are protected, how we are going to know how these funds are going to be executed and keep track of them. So, you know, we need to have a discussion about how we're going to get back to old school on this, unless you're going to tell me that the audit's on track and we're going to get one next year. Mr. Secretary.
Ranking Member, this is a question I would have answered completely differently last year. The nuance of the reply has been a painful lesson to learn as Secretary of the Army over the last year. We, the Army, over decades have created a bad reinforcing cycle where we've asked you to trust us. We have spent a lot of money in a way that didn't defend taxpayers' right for their dollar to be spent as safely as possible. We have had failed programs with not enough oversight, and we have failed the budget the entire time, which has naturally, I think, inclined all of you to say, okay, well, we need more specificity in the budget. We're going to go from what I understand to be 20 line items as of like the 80s, and now I think we're over 1,200 line items. And I think it's a very natural reaction to that. The problem has been it reinforces some of the worst traits of our purchasing system, because in each of those line items we get very narrowly locked into buying things, and particularly when it's tech related around data or moving information, we are purchasing things that are generally outdated by the day we purchase them, and then we have a very hard time adapting to the speed of the innovation cycle. And so the reason we are here, the United States Army has got to own a lot of responsibility for not doing an effective enough job being good custodians of dollars and providing transparency for your constitutionally mandated role. I think, are we going to pass the audit next year? If you had asked me 4 months ago, I would have said unequivocally no. The Army had been working with a provider whose materiality threshold was very low, meaning they saw materiality in everything, and what that practically meant for the Army is we had to do things like have depreciation schedules